Hey, Status Steve, please like and subscribe. Please click on the Deck Heroes icon. Click on subscribe. 100% free. Brackets, blood in, blood out. I'm joking. Anyway, this is a video about ladies' perspective, or this, a few specific ladies' perspective on dating. And it's just too funny as an older man just to look and kind of break this whole kind of video down. So let's have a go.
The worst part about being like a chronically single person is that every single time I talk to anyone about why I'm single, like why I've been single for so long, why I can't seem to find a guy who wants to date me, I always get like the same answers. First one is that like, oh, men probably don't approach you to begin with. And that's usually from girls who say that, which like, that's just not true. Like, men approach me all the time. Sorry not to sound cocky, but I'm going to sound cocky.
So I gotta give her her props. She is absolutely gorgeous, but you know what I mean. When people have that pretty privilege, and as I say, she does get attention. It's not a question about, oh, I wonder why men don't approach me, and like she's genuinely interested or genuinely wondering. So she already knows the answer that they do approach her. I think she just wanted to, put that out there as a foundation. And listen, whatever I'm about to say, you don't ever kind of question that I'm not gorgeous. That's what she's trying to say, but she is. So let's see what else she's got to say.
Second one is that I'm intimidating, which like could also be true because I do stand around like this. Like I don't look very nice sometimes.
She's young, man, so maybe she's been half serious, and maybe that's a continuation of putting out those foundations that she's gorgeous, and she is gorgeous. And I guess conceptually, some men go crazy for blondes. You know what I mean? I like my brunettes personally. I don't mind the blonde, but yeah, maybe that's what it is, that she's, yeah, foundations, and just sort of think, yeah, mate, there might be some guys out there who get intimidated by her. I mean, of course, listen, there's going to be times where you see a woman and she's just everything that you're looking for, and you may feel a little bit apprehensive to talk to her, and everybody's been in that position. But to mention it yourself as a person, as the object, that's bizarre. I don't know about bizarre, but what's the right words? It's not very. That's the thing that you don't mention. You know what I mean? That you shouldn't really have to mention, and the fact that you do mention it is a little bit more sus. But I'll still giving her that kind of pretty privileged card. So let's see what else she's got to say. You're forgiven. Let's continue.
But I am nice sometimes, not all the time. And then the other one is that like men don't like women with strong personalities, which is just not true because I see women with strong personalities dating men all the time. So that's just bullshit.
Right. She said, I've got to go back now. She said that she asked her girlfriends about, okay, so you're going to ask women about why you're not approaching you, and the best that they came up with was, I can't remember the first one now, but the second thing that they said to you was, oh yeah, maybe it's because your personality is too strong. No, come on now. Listen, there's men out there watching this video. Is somebody's personality being too strong ever crossed your mind as a reason why you would not approach somebody or not stick with them? Oh my gosh, yeah, actually now. This is just... Okay, so I'm out with a few of my boys, man, you know what I mean? We're having a drink and a chat and a catch up and a laugh, and somebody walks by, her maybe, and me just say, damn, man, she's gorgeous, man, she's gorgeous. Number one, you'd have to have a conversation to know that a personality is too strong, but before that, oh, nah. Personality too strong for sure. No, not today. All right, or you make an approach, and the reason why is a man, you'd walk away or just let it go or not ask for numbers or whatever, however you want to phrase it. Nah. Personality's that bit too strong. And if you were going to go down the route of personality too strong, it's going to be along the lines of, nah, she's a crazy bee, man. Crazy bee. Can you believe what she said? Can you believe it? You'd be having that kind of fixed stare look. Can you believe what she said? Oh my gosh, man. And then you'd be kind of going down and, yeah, she actually said that blah, blah, blah. And usually I'm thinking about my career of when I was at the kind of age where I think she looks like kind of late 20s or whatever, or early 20s, I'm not too sure. It's usually going to be about expectations of things. And I don't want to put words in her mouth because this is not necessarily what she has said. I'm just going to go back into my experience, just to kind of relate to it about situations where I may well have initially had interest in somebody, then on speaking to them realised I've got absolutely no interest in this person whatsoever. So there's two scenarios. Somebody can turn you down, and that's going to be one conversation. But if you're coming back and you're saying that there's something wrong with her personality, 9 times out of 10 it's about expectations. That she, oh well, I like my man to, and then there's a list of expectations. Oh, I like my man to take me to nice places. You know what I mean? I like fine dining. I like my man to fly me out. I like this, I like that. And you're in your early 20s, but you're still making your way. Maybe you're living at home. Maybe you're living in student halls. Maybe you've just got your foot on the housing ladder. You've had to stretch to make the rent or get a deposit together. You know what I mean? You are at the foundational stage. You cannot. Somebody's kind of ruled you out of the reckoning, and then they're not willing, for whatever reason, you want to look at it from a male point of view, to look at you as a person and your qualities within that realistic time frame or the realistic lens of where you are in your age and your career. And as a man, one of the things I would say is there's no point in trying to compete beyond your means. You know what I mean? You are all about foundations in your early 20s, or wherever you're at in life, you need to be realistic. Don't spend your life savings on a girl, number one. And you don't want to spend your life savings on a holiday for somebody who you're just getting to know. You know, all those things. Don't sell yourself down the river for somebody who's going to leave you as soon as that money's gone. You know what I mean? Who's looking for the wrong things and get drawn in. That's my advice. Let's move on.
Okay? But the thing is it's never a problem of men approaching me. It's always a problem of men staying with me. Like, once they, like, have me, they, like, don't want me anymore. It's like I'm just, like, on a checklist. They're like, let me just mark that one off. Let me just, like, be like...
Right. Is that likely? I mean, listen, let's think this through. So a man, she's gorgeous and she's gone out her way to establish it. So even the ones that are not put off how strong a personality she's got, once they've got to know you, they consistently think, nah, and then they're gone. So you're either going to be, listen, as a man, I'm not getting down on her, but you know what I mean? I'm just trying to kind of be that male kind of influence. Listen, this is all about her. I'm convinced now, just saying how gorgeous she is, you know what I mean? And trying to play down any other reason why she may well be at fault. But if the consistent thing is that men are trying to leave you, then the only consistency is you. You know what I mean? And it'd be the same if the men. If every woman turns you down as a man, then the only consistent thing is us as men. And we need to kind of refine that technique and look to self, like I've said in other videos. Yeah, if you are that trophy wife, you don't instantly stop being that trophy wife unless you blow it. You know what I mean? In some way. And that's usually going to be unreasonable demands of some sort. Or maybe you want a man to provide and he's looking for a traditional girlfriend and you kind of not that thing. You know what I mean? You want a traditional man to provide, as I said, and you're not that traditional woman. That is there's something not quite right there. There's a round circle and a square block and a round hole, whatever you want to phrase it. Let's move on.
Oh, I got that one. Throw her out now. We don't need her anymore. And I'm like, what about me is like... Maybe it's because I'm a bitch.
Here we go again.
How could you just throw that out there? I'm not quite sure why men are just kind of, maybe it's because I'm too gorgeous. Maybe it's because of my personality. Maybe they're just using me. And it's not me, though. Maybe it's just me. No. Well, maybe it's I'm a bitch. I don't know. Didn't really think that's the last thing I thought. Gosh, man. Anyway, what's this website? I want to give them a shout out. Ooh, where is it? Anyway, the narrator is gonna give his thoughts. We will see.
Another entitled young woman spouting the same old talking points. Let's break this down one by one. Firstly, she claims men don't approach women anymore. Well, she's absolutely right about that, but not for the reasons she thinks. Men have stopped approaching women because the risks are simply too high. We're living in a world where if a man approaches a woman, and he's not exactly what she deems attractive, he's instantly labeled a creep, ridiculed on social media, or worse, he could even face false accusations. Who in the...
He's not, I mean, as I said, you can't go with, he's generalising, of course, and you have to, because you can't cover all scenarios, but I think there is something to the whole kind of women on one hand want men to approach them, and men don't approach anymore. But if you're not, if that woman's not into you and you do approach, then obviously you are, oh my gosh, you're the worst person in the world, or a creep, or however he phrased it. So you can't have both things, I guess. But let's see what else he's going to say.
Her right mind would want to deal with that. It's no surprise men are opting out. You have women filming men secretly in public, shaming them on TikTok for simply looking in their direction. Men see this and think, why bother? The potential ridicule, humiliation, or even legal consequences far outweigh the slim chance of finding someone who might actually appreciate the gesture. Secondly, she says she's intimidating.
Yeah, the one thing I would say is, yeah, like, look, when he's talking about people being videos, it's usually in that gym environment. Yeah, you don't want to bump into somebody in a regular that you've made a strong play for, and she hasn't made it crystal clear that she's into you, because then it's going to be like every time you see her, say if you go to the gym at the same time, you happen to go there after work, 5:30, whatever, that's the time you go. As soon as you've made that play, if she's not into you and she's a little bit kind of oversensitive, or a bit kind of, I don't want to say the wrong words, because there's going to be times when she's right, but if she's not right and she's a bit on the delusional side of things, then she's going to say the times that you go there, even though it's completely independent, and I'm not talking from experience, I don't even go gym. Anyway, it's going to be because somehow you're stalking her, and that can just balloon and balloon and balloon. So just be careful when you approach these ladies in environments where you're going to frequent that place. So that may well be work, but definitely gym as well. That is a place where you may well be excluded from that vicinity for the foreseeable. Things to consider.
Let's get one thing clear. Men aren't intimidated by women. That's a narrative pushed to make women feel better about their attitudes. What men are turned off by is the arrogance, entitlement, and lack of respect that often comes with women who label themselves as intimidating. Men, by nature, are straightforward creatures. They know what they want and don't want to deal with unnecessary drama. And frankly, women who carry themselves with an air of
What I would say is, I think it's the same for men and for women, that men that go down that too ultra man brain and all women are wrong, a little bit too on the extreme, and I think women who go down that ultra feminine brain that every man is some kind of threat and believe all women, and yeah, you're just a boss, babe, and you haven't found your have that little bit of kind of, both people need to have that little bit of reflection, and you know what I mean, objectivity, and listen to the market of what you're trying to do. Listen to the other side and say, okay, maybe I do need to compromise a little bit. Maybe I do need to kind of improve how I present myself. And yeah, for some people it's not a thought. But you know what? The worst thing to do. There's a saying, you can't make somebody into a housewife. And there's an equivalent out there. If there's somebody who's not compatible with you, whether it's male to female or female to male or whatever in between, you can't force it. You need to accept that reality, that they're either not for you or not for you right now, and don't waste your time and get your frustration, and just carry on. There's more fish in the sea. Oh, show.
superiority and entitlement are more exhausting than intimidating. They think their strong personalities and independence scare men off, when in reality, men just don't want to engage with someone who thinks they're above everyone else. It's not intimidation. It's a choice for self-preservation. Thirdly, she believes men don't like women with strong personalities. This is where the misunderstanding really kicks in. Men don't care about how strong your personality is or how independent you claim to be. In fact, most men couldn't care less about your accomplishments or how many degrees you have. What men are looking for is peace, respect, and someone who brings value to their lives, not someone who competes with them or throws their...
Hold on. I agreed with everything that he said, apart from brings value to their lives. I don't think men have any real expectations of a woman other than that she's fair and good company. So he talks about respect. Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of that, just being fair-minded and good company. It's not meant to be an endurance race. Relationships is meant to be meet in the middle. You got the same goals and destinations, or a lot of key things in common in terms of, your day-to-day and going along that journey. And the more you kind of lean on expectations, male to female or female to male, that's where you kind of get unstuck. But in some ways, having that conversation, if you can, as early as possible, just means you don't waste time. Men have got forever, you know what I mean, because we don't have the body clock. But I think it's particularly for women. I would say, try and be realistic about your expectations. Listen to a man, your dad, if possible, and get his point of view. And hopefully he's not giving you that princess treatment. He's giving you some real world treatment, because the last thing you need is a yes man. But yeah, the main thing is say, don't waste your time. With the body clock thing, it's real, and men don't really have the same body. We can be 60 and still have the same goals and everything else as a 20-year-old. Really, we just doesn't. It's just not an equal playing field, because I say we don't have that body clock, but women do.
Independence in their face every chance they get. The idea that men want weak, submissive women is another tired trope. What men want is a woman who can be a partner, not someone who feels the need to prove that she doesn't need him every minute of the day. Relationships are about balance, not a power struggle. At the end of the day, it's not about men being afraid of women.
I will actually jump in and just kind of, just completely reaffirm that it's not meant to be a relationship in opposition. You know what I mean? I think for some people, not all people, and most people, I haven't really met that many, but for some people, you get the impression that it's some kind of race. You know what I mean? And there can only be one winner. And that they don't really want to, some people don't really want to be with each other. Like some men don't really want to be with women from their mindset and, the set of conditions, whatever it is, in order for them to kind of engage with the other side. And women to men as well. It's almost like they don't want to be there, so don't then. So don't. You know what I mean? And you got to see that coming. And what I'm envisioning now is like a man who's some gorgeous girl, whatever he thinks is the hottest girl, and he's jumping through fire circles in order to try and win her over. You can't win over somebody that doesn't want to be there. That's my advice.
Or their so-called strong personalities. It's about men recognizing the unnecessary stress and conflict that comes with engaging with someone who sees every interaction as a competition or a challenge to her independence. Men are simply opting out because the risks are too high and the rewards are almost non-existent. It's not intimidation. It's choosing peace over chaos.
So the problem that men are having with women is that...
You know what? I'm going to wrap it up there. I think this video was long enough. Peace over chaos. Definitely. Again, just like peace, definitely. You don't want that kind of toxic relationship. You know what I mean? You both got to want to know each other at the end of the day. And yeah, the men will probably take the lead. But at some point, quite early on, you're going to need to have somebody who actually wants to express some interest in you. I watched a different video about like kind of picking up on these toxic traits, and it's definitely the same for both sides. Whereas you will look past it when you're in that lust phase where you've just got to know somebody, but I guarantee what you're seeing is a vision for the future. You know what I mean? These toxic traits, and what you'll look past now will be the reason why you break up in the future, for sure. Her to you and you to her, if you're a man. So I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna do a video on what he said, because he was 100% correct. But right, here we go. That's it. Please like, subscribe.